As the 1989 NFL season unfolded, 27 teams focused on a single purpose: dethrone the defending world champion San Francisco 49ers and claim that title for themselves.
Ready with a moderate drop, throws across the middle, caught! Cutting back, ball to the corner! Breaks another tackle, he's caught! He's on the 30, the 20! Down the sideline, he is gonna go all the way! He has some open field, still out of speed at the 5, still going to the goal line! Spins around, he's gone all the way for a touchdown! Come on, right here we win it, man, right on the front lines. Right in the middle is where we win it. Right here is where we find out whether we're champs.
By season's end, there was only one champion, and it was still the San Francisco 49ers, the first team to win back-to-back Super Bowls in 10 years. From opening day through Super Sunday, San Francisco was the dominant force in football. The 49ers won more games and scored more points than anyone else. Long-standing club and league records were broken with stunning regularity. Their stars are among the greatest players in the game. They led San Francisco to its 7th division crown in 9 years. And the 49ers became only the second team ever to win 4 Super Bowl championships. There are 27 teams in the NFL, and then there are the San Francisco 49ers, a team in a league all its own, the team of the 80s, a team for the ages, masters of the game.
Stop your auto repair bill.
At the 10-yard line, 39 seconds remaining. Back to throw Montana. Steps up, throws. Touchdown, 49ers! Taylor has it for the touchdown. The 49ers have scored, and the 49ers have won the Super Bowl. The 49ers with 3 Super Bowl victories in the 1980s.
This is a tough moment in a way, because was this the final game on the sideline for a great coach, Bill Walsh?
When Bill Walsh retired following the 49er victory in Super Bowl 23, he exited as a champion and left a foundation in San Francisco on which future champions could be built.
Well, we established an attitude, an atmosphere, a state of mind, an environment that has sustained us through an evolving team. Then above and beyond that, I think our system of football sustained itself, and we refined it further and further each year until at some point it might even have been an art form.
Replacing a coaching legend such as Walsh called for a successor blessed with special talents far beyond knowledge of the game. The 49ers found such a man when they named defensive coordinator George Seifert to continue Walsh's winning legacy.
In my experiences, most dramatically when working with Bill is the understanding and the realization of the importance of winning. You would always talk about this, but there was always, at the same time, the years prior to working with Bill, I'd say, how did you play the game? Did you give it the great effort and so forth? And now the emphasis and the realization of how extremely important the winning really is.
Seifert began his coaching career at his alma mater, Utah, then made stops at Iowa, Oregon, Cornell, and Stanford before joining the 49ers. By 1989, Seifert's time had finally come.
I hope people don't see it as still Bill's team. You know, Bill had a lot to do with this, putting the team together, but once he's gone, you know, George has to take control of it and get things back rolling and keep it on a roll.
The leader accounts and adjusts to his men. George will not, I'm sure, do what Bill Walsh would have done. But when it comes to working directly with the players and for them to identify him in difficult, tough situations, it'll be George Seifert and not George Seifert doing what he thinks someone else would have done.
San Francisco's new coach unveiled his 1989 master plan on opening day under the Hoosier Dome. And halfback Roger Craig, number 33, spearheaded the attack, rushing for a season-high 131 yards. Leading the way was San Francisco's revamped offensive line of Jesse Sapolu, Bruce Colley, Harris Barton, Guy McIntyre, Steve Wallace, Bubba Paris, and Terry Tausch. Craig's 2 touchdowns put the Niners ahead, and then Joe Montana and Jerry Rice wrapped it up with their first of many scoring spectaculars of 1989.
Montana wants to throw. He's got Rice. He's to the 40. He's to the 30. Taylor gives him a block. He's down to the 10. He's into the end zone. Touchdown 49ers.
The victory made George Seifert a winner in his first try as an NFL head coach, but trouble loomed just ahead at Tampa Bay. The Buccaneers nearly handed the Niners an upset defeat, but not before San Francisco's defense dealt out some punishment of its own. It wasn't until the 4th quarter before either team scored a touchdown, but Tampa finally grabbed a 16-13 lead with just minutes to play. Unflappable Joe Montana had him right where he wanted, driving the Niners the length of the field for the game-winning score.
Ball at the 4. 1st and goal, split backs. On his hip, Montana to the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. He brings it in himself.
With just seconds remaining, Montana's magic had prevailed again. But it was merely a prelude to more 4th quarter heroics the following week at Philadelphia.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Joe Starkey at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. Is this the team of the 80s against the team of the 90s today? The team of the 80s, the San Francisco 49ers, 3 Super Bowl champions, and the quarterback of the 80s, Joe Montana. But the Philadelphia Eagles think they are the new rising star in the NFL, and Randall Cunningham may be the next great quarterback in this league. Should be a fascinating afternoon of football between 2 teams, both 2-0 on the season.
Nice seeing you. Hey, good luck and congratulations on
thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
About time is always great.
Oh, it is. Well, same to you. You got to be having a good time. I think we all do until days like today might tighten us up. But
oh, well, you got to, but it's going to be a good game. You got 2 good teams. You got beautiful weather.
They don't respect anybody on this team. If nobody don't respect, you got to go get some.
Concentration will win this game for us, man. These guys are not better than us. So what? They've been in the Super Bowl. So are the Redskins. It's time to go out and kick some ass. Let's work on 3. Work on 3. 1, 2, 3. Work!
2 receivers to the left, including Mike Wilson. Just Rathman in the backfield.
Safety blitz
Montana
again.
back to throw. He wants it all. Rice is out there. He's to the 20, 10, 5. Touchdown 49ers.
Montana leveled the first blow of the day, but then took a barrage of shots from the Eagles' pass rush. Philadelphia sacked San Francisco's quarterback 8 times en route to a 21-10 4th quarter lead.
Come on, baby, let's go!
But the 49ers' frontline pressure was just as troublesome to Randall Cunningham. With Ramblin' Randall trapped in the passing pocket, the Eagle offense quietly folded its tent, while the 49er attack suddenly sprang to life. By now, Philadelphia's defensive weakness had been clearly exposed.
Hey, 46, you coming at you, baby! Hey, 46, you coming at you! Don't get scared! Big play, baby! Big play!
The Eagles were about to be picked apart by the league's master surgeon.
Back to throw Montana. The blitz is here. He gets the ball away, though. It's up the right sideline. And breaking loose and going to go all the way. Taylor will go. Taylor's to the 10. He's to the 5. It's a touchdown for the 49ers.
Y'all got it, man! He pulled! He pulled! He don't even want to be out there! I'm telling you! I'm telling you!
The Eagles still led 28-17, but Montana's attack was relentless.
8-man front. Montana to throw. He's got Rathman. He's into the end zone. Touchdown 49ers.
With the receivers running wild, Roger Craig stayed in to block All-Pro Reggie White as the onslaught continued.
Montana to throw. Goes downfield. He's got Jones. Touchdown 49ers.
3 swift blows in the fourth quarter wounded Philadelphia's hopes, and Montana's 4th touchdown pass of the period put the Eagles out of their misery.
A first down could bury the Eagles. Montana to throw. He wants the end zone. Rice has got it. Touchdown 49ers.
San Francisco's 5 o'clock Lightning struck to the tune of 28 fourth quarter points. And for the 3rd straight week, Seifert's team won impressively on the road. The defending world champions had strongly relayed a message that sent shockwaves through the rest of the NFL. If you're looking... The 49ers finally returned from the road for their first game at Candlestick Park, but divisional rival Los Angeles spoiled the homecoming. The Rams scored just enough points to offset 4 field goals from San Francisco kicker Mike Kofer, knocking the 49ers from the ranks of the NFL's unbeaten. LA won on a last-second kick, but San Francisco would exact a full measure of revenge just a few months later. In the meantime, baseball's World Series forced the next game against the Saints to be switched from the stick to the Superdome, putting the already grouchy Niners in an even nastier frame of mind. The Saints raised San Francisco's blood pressure a bit higher as they jumped to a 17-3 third-period lead. But some sleight of hand from Joe Montana helped the 49ers simmer down and ultimately beat up on New Orleans. A pair of quirky but welcomed touchdowns changed the momentum and frustrated the Saints as the Niners fought back to tie the game.
Montana looks downfield. Lawson way downfield. Rice is there. 10-5. Touchdown 49ers.
Jerry Rice struck a blow for victory, and John Taylor's second touchdown catch of the game enabled San Francisco to escape the Bayou with a win. The NFL's frequent flyer mileage leaders continued their road show a week later under sunny skies at Texas Stadium. A Dallas defeat would doom the Cowboys to their worst start in team history, and the relentless 49er defense was only too happy to help their foes reach that dubious milestone. Dallas' troubles started with San Francisco's pass rush and continued against the 49ers' special teams.
So here's the field goal try from the 33, make it a 43-yarder by Ruzick. It is blocked. The ball is up in the air. It is taken by Johnny Jackson. It's a foot race. He's to the 30. He's to the 20. He's to the 10. It is a touchdown for San Francisco.
A sore elbow put Joe Montana on the bench, but backup Steve Young kept the Cowboys off balance by relying on the receiving skills of Tom Rathman, number 44. Deadlocked at 14 in the fourth quarter, the Niners finally came alive and took the lead for good. Young fired touchdown passes to tight end Brent Jones, number 84, and a game clincher to Jerry Rice, as San Francisco handed the struggling Cowboys their 6th straight loss of the season. San Francisco's triumphant return home was cut short by the Bay Area earthquake of October 17th. For the first time in NFL history, a game site was changed due to natural disaster. With memories of the tragedies still in their minds, the team showed its professionalism by playing well under difficult circumstances. Number 91, Larry Roberts, keyed a defensive charge that did its job, cutting off every avenue to the visiting New England Patriots. Despite serious injuries to Jeff Fuller, Jim Fonhorst, and Harry Sidney, and a knee sprain to Joe Montana, San Francisco took control of the game by the third quarter. Number 89, rookie tight end Wesley Walls caught his first NFL touchdown pass. And relief ace Steve Young pitched two more scoring tosses to Jerry Rice and John Taylor.
Got Taylor at the 35 to the 30. He's to the 25. He breaks the tackle. He'll go.
In the first 8 weeks of the season, San Francisco had played only one game in its home park. The NFL's Kings of the Road would have to continue their travels one more time when they met the Jets in the Meadowlands. The visitors brought along their suitcases as well as an abundant supply of sacks. 9 times, Jet quarterback Ken O'Brien was dropped by the rush of Fagan, Holt, Roberts, Haley, Kugler, Carter, and Stubbs. Reserve quarterback Steve Bono filled in when needed, throwing his first touchdown pass as a 49er, while lifting San Francisco to its 7th win in 7 tries away from Candlestick Park. After a seemingly endless odyssey for San Francisco's Road Warriors, it was home sweet home at last for the travel-weary Niners, who otherwise looked fresh and frisky to a nationwide Monday night television audience. Number 78 defensive end Pierce Holt seemed especially glad to be back, with 2 quarterback sacks to his credit. A healing Joe Montana rejoined the starting lineup after recovering from his knee injury. Joe celebrated his return with 3 touchdown passes, scores which effectively put the game out of reach for New Orleans before halftime. John Taylor caught one of Joe's scoring strikes, while Jerry Rice became the team's all-time leader in touchdown receptions with 2 scores of his own.
Back to throw. Montana drills a pass, slant into Rice. He's down to the 15. He's to the 5. Touchdown 49ers.
San Francisco continued to make short work of its NFC West foes the following week by demolishing the overmatched Atlanta Falcons. In a repetitive combination that devastated opponents but never bored the hometown fans, Montana and Rice led the way to the 49ers' biggest offensive output of the season. Number 30, Keith Henderson, scored his first NFL touchdown, as did perennial All-Pro linebacker Charles Haley, number 94.
Pressure by Holt, pressure by Haley, and the ball slips out of his hands. It's picked up by Haley. He goes into the end zone. Touchdown 49ers.
San Francisco appeared to be invincible.
If you're a football,
the Niners had only themselves to blame when they fell to the opportunistic Packers the following Sunday. 4 turnovers and 10 penalties cost them dearly in defeat. The most painful mistake came on an encroachment call that wiped out this apparent interception-turned touchdown by number 31 safety Chet Brooks. Three damaging San Francisco penalties kept one Green Bay touchdown drive afloat. And when Don Majkowski scored on a quarterback draw in the final period, the Packers had won their first game in Candlestick Park since 1963. Although stung by the loss, the 49ers would not experience another defeat for the rest of the year. San Francisco rebounded strongly a week later in a battle between the league's two best teams. A Monday night TV audience watched as the Niners bolted to a 24-7 lead, thanks to the precision-perfect passing of Joe Montana.
Montana straight back, drop, a pass across the middle, caught by Jones, touchdown 49ers. Oh, what a catch with the defender hanging all over him. 17-yard touchdown pass.
Leading the defensive charge was number 54 linebacker Matt Millen. A waiver wire pickup in September, Millen's fiery leadership and experience was particularly valuable against the Giants. Bay Area fans were confident as the 49ers widened their lead. But New York stormed back with 17 straight points, the longest score coming from rookie runner Dave Meggett early in the second half. Deadlocked at 24 deep in the final period, the San Francisco defense took control of the game. 7 sacks and 5 turnovers by Romanowski, Walter, Turner, Pollard, Brooks and company ended New York's comeback, with veteran cornerback Eric Wright, number 21, delivering the knockout blow.
Sims back to throw, trying to stand into pressure. Now steps up, throws, picked off. Eric Wright has it. He's back to the 20, and he's down to the 17-yard line. Eric Wright has the pick of the night.
Eventual league scoring champ Mike Kofer booted the game-winning kick as the 49ers survived their toughest test of the season. San Francisco ran into some more trouble when they journeyed to Georgia for a rematch with the Falcons. Atlanta took a lead into the third quarter, but it was only a slim one thanks to another strong effort from the 49er defense. While number 42 Ronnie Lott and the rest of the defense stopped the Falcons cold, quarterback Steve Young lit the fuse for a sizzling third period, completing 10 consecutive passes, including the game-winning touchdown to John Taylor. Young ran for another score to clinch the victory, setting the stage for a prime-time duel with San Francisco's arch rivals. The stakes were clear. Beat LA and the Niners would clinch the NFC Western crown. But when the inspired Rams exploded to a 27-10 lead, a win seemed unlikely until the 49ers and John Taylor staged a record-setting storybook rally.
Montana to throw. He's got a man all alone. It's Taylor. He's in a foot race. He's down the sidelines to midfield. Makes a cut. Goes to the 40. He's got a blocker in front of him to the 30. He's to the 20. Cuts it again. Still has a defender. Goes under the end zone.
After a pair of key turnovers and a Mike Wilson score, Taylor became the first player in league history to explode for 2 90-yard touchdowns in a single game.
Joe, a slant into Taylor. Taylor breaks the tackle, cuts across the middle, breaks another to the 30. He's down the sideline. He's to midfield. He's to the 40. He's got a blocker in front of him. He's to the 10. He's to the 5. It's a touchdown. John Taylor.
The stirring comeback made San Francisco champions of the West for the 7th time in 9 years. And with home field advantage for the playoffs secure, the Niners might have been expected to relax in their last 2 regular season games. Instead, they tuned up for postseason play with a pair of solid performances. The first coming against eventual AFC Eastern champion Buffalo. 49er depth was showcased, from the running and receiving skills of Keith Henderson to the clutch play of quarterback Steve Young. Young passed to Jerry Rice for one score, then put the Bills away with a rollout touchdown of his own. It was also a record-setting afternoon for All-Pro safety Ronnie Lott, who added yet another accomplishment to his impressive resume.
Kelly with a shotgun. Straight back drop. Under pressure. Lofts it down the left side. It is picked by Ronnie Lott. Lott's back to the 30. He's to the 25. Cuts into the middle of the field to the 20. He's down to the 15. He's down to the 10. He's down to the 8. And he's the all-time interception leader for the San Francisco 49ers with 48.
A second-half rally clinched the victory for San Francisco, and then the 49ers sustained the festive spirit of the holiday season for their fans by thrashing the Bears on Christmas Eve. The 49er defense saved its best effort for last, posting San Francisco's only shutout of the season and its first whitewash since 1987. With increased playing time, reserves Keith DeLong and Tom Holmoe, number 46, made big plays, while Joe Montana made history, finishing the year with the highest pass rating by any quarterback ever. Terrence Flagler's touchdown run wrapped up San Francisco's glittering 14-2 regular season. Ahead loomed the playoffs, a three-game stretch that would secure the 49ers a fourth Super Bowl title and a permanent place in NFL history.
Count down the NFL's top 10.
This is the first game on a journey to the Super Bowl. We just got to go all the way. Let's go! Let's go!
In the playoffs, the 49ers met the star-studded Minnesota Vikings and torched the NFL's best defense with their deadliest weapon.
And drops back to throw. Goes across the middle. It is complete to Rice. Rice to the 45. He's to the 50. He breaks through. He's down to the 30. He's down to the 20. He's to the 10. 5. Touchdown 49ers.
Way to go, Joe. Way to pick him out, baby. Harry's playing a little fire out there. You see him? He peeled out and he came up the field, man, and he sealed me right in, man. I never even saw him. I never even saw the guy.
But the Vikings hadn't seen anything yet. The NFL's sack leaders never laid a glove on Joe Montana, who looked as good heading for a fourth championship as he had going for his first. Montana moved through the vaunted Vikings with surprising ease, burying them in the second quarter with an avalanche of touchdowns.
And it flips a little bit. Has to roll out to the right. Looking to throw. Can't find anybody. Goes for the end zone. Jones! Touchdown 49ers! Montana with a fake. Carries it himself. Rolling to the right. Throws to the end zone. It's caught for a touchdown 49ers. John Taylor. Montana straight back to throw, looks over the field, goes for the end zone. Jerry Rice across the middle. Touchdown 49ers one more time.
San Francisco's offensive barrage overshadowed a big play day by the 49ers defense that totaled 4 sacks and 5 takeaways against the bewildered Vikings.
Back to throw. Down the right side is picked by Ronnie Lott, and he's got a lane. He's to the 40. He's to the 30. He's running hard to the 15. To the 10. He's into the end zone. Ronnie Lott, the interception touchdown for the 49ers.
Number one. 49ers, number 1.
And off to Roger, right up the middle into the end zone. Touchdown 49ers.
To advance to the Super Bowl, the 49ers would have to defeat their oldest and fiercest foes. For the first time in 80 meetings, these two California rivals would play for the championship.
We play nickel. We've got 4 guys that are rookies playing. And not only rookies, guys that haven't played much, you know, that are just playing now.
We said we're going to communicate. We're going to set our own standards today. We're not going to play at that level. We're going to establish a level of play that is great, and we're going to maintain it throughout this whole game. Let's go, y'all. Let's go.
Having already won 2 playoff games on the road, the Rams began the day unfazed by the hostile Candlestick Park surroundings. LA took a 3-0 lead, then looked to further increase its advantage.
Come on, man, we need to settle right now. Right the hell now.
Everett puts it on his hip, throws for the long one. He's got a receiver. Anderson and Ronnie lined up there just in the nick of time to knock it away. The pass hung up too long because Anderson was alone for at least a couple of seconds. What a play by Lott.
Making what Ram head coach John Robinson called the biggest play of the game, safety Ronnie Lott saved a sure touchdown. From that moment on, the Rams' racehorse offense spit out its spin and came to a screeching halt.
Montana steps back, throws for the end zone. Brett Jones all alone. Touchdown 49ers. Jerry Gray was the man closest to him, but it really wasn't that close.
Had to be a busted coverage by the Rams because Brett Jones was wide open down the middle. No one was covering, absolutely no one was covering him.
A breakdown in communication by LA's secondary gave San Francisco an easy score, which set off a chain reaction of big plays by the 49ers. In a matter of minutes, LA was reduced to nothing but sacrificial lambs.
Everett straight back, throws up the middle behind Ellert. It is intercepted by McKyer after a deflection from Griffin. He's back to the 35. He's to the 30. He's out of bounds inside the 27-yard line.
I thought maybe it should have been a little bit more inside. It was my man fall outside. Oh, yeah? Well, I know I kicked him out, and Raj ran in between. I had great push on him. Yeah. Great. We need to keep coming at him.
And off to Roger. He's into the end zone. Touchdown 49ers.
San Francisco's 14-3 second quarter lead was a testament to the balance and precision of the offense. But what puts this team at a level far above all others is the talent that emerges when time is running out and the end zone is 90 yards away.
Montana looks around, can't find anybody, now goes to the right sideline. He got it to Jerry Rice, a great catch.
He's every defensive coordinator's nightmare because it seems the less time he has, the better Montana gets. With each tick of the clock, more observers are coming to the conclusion that Joe Montana may be the finest quarterback to ever play the game.
If the Rams try to come after Montana, because he's got to get it to the end zone. He does! He does! It's a touchdown to John Taylor! Oh my, what a pass completion!
Super Bowl, Niners! Super Bowl!
Although the fans were already set to board the next flight to New Orleans, the 49ers still had 30 more minutes of unfinished business.
Remember, no standing around, no buying a ticket. 3 and out, baby. 3 and out. 34.
But they've stopped the passing game.
Everett steps back. Now he goes down without even being touched. Boy, is he hearing footsteps, Wayne. Haley and Roberts were there, but they never touched him. He just ate the ground.
The ferocious play of the Niners' defensive front brought the LA attack to a virtual standstill. And then the equally punishing San Francisco ground game finished the Rams for good.
complete control, and the way they're playing on the field, I tell you, they're just pounding the Rams down.
Yeah, they own this ball game right now because the Rams are just almost conceding physically, it seems.
Running through cavernous holes that grew wider as L.A. grew weaker, Roger Craig and Tom Rathman refused to go down until they had run the Rams out of town and out of time.
And the celebrating begins. The San Francisco 49ers are going to their second consecutive Super Bowl.
Right here, baby, right here. New Orleans, we coming, baby. Go for it. Go for it, baby. Go for it.
The Super Bowl-bound 49ers made their win official with a victory shower for their coach. And George Seifert's championship baptism was all but complete.
Any rookie first, you deserve to get win. Thanks a lot, brother.
I told you I was doing it for you all year. I know that, man. Well, we'll get that Super Bowl ring for you, too, baby. I'm getting it for you, man. You know that. You know that, baby.
The 49ers had overcome injury, complacency, and history to win the NFC Championship. Now the team of the 80s set its sights on the first Super Bowl of the 90s.
We worked our ass off for all year. Let's go out there and have some fun. That's all. Just relax, have some fun, and play our ass off.
We know we're the best team. Let's just go out and prove it today. We got to play hard, play within your limits. Go out and kick some out of here.
Montana rolls to the right. He's got two men in the formation out there. Can't find him. Comes back across the middle. Complete to right. Into the end zone. Touchdown 49ers after bouncing off a defender.
In Super Bowl 24, San Francisco proved themselves masters of the game right from the start.
Montana rolls to his right, throws to Brent Jones. Great catch. He's into the end zone. Touchdown 49ers.
At the heart of the 49ers' domination was a flawless game plan. A steady rhythm of plays drummed out against an overmatched opponent. Leading 13-3 early in the second quarter, the Niners unleashed Tom Rathman, who sustained the beat all the way to the end zone.
Texas? Oh. No, I didn't get touched, man. Yeah, you did. Two guys hammered me. One Woody caught. Oh, on Scat, Texas. 23? 22. Let's go. Let's overcome now. Come on. Find a way. Black 59 Razor. Black 59 Razor. 39 seconds.
Craig in motion to the right. Pump fake by Montana. Launches it for the end zone. Jerry Rice. Oh, what a catch by Rice.
With 40 seconds left in the half, the game's deadliest passer hit the game's most lethal receiver. 30 minutes separated San Francisco from its greatest victory and Denver from its darkest defeat.
And the Denver Broncos are going to be a very depressed group when they go to the locker room now. They won't even like the Snoopy halftime show.
Go, baby. Keep the pressure on. Keep the pressure on. Keep the pressure on, HB.
95! Blue 95! 44!
In the final 30 minutes, the 49ers completed the biggest land grab since the Louisiana Purchase. They left their footprints on every square inch of the Superdome, gained a stranglehold on the word excellence. And by game's end, the team of the 80s had stamped their imprint on pro football history.
Montana drops back to throw, looks over the field, goes for the end zone. Jerry Rice, touchdown 49ers! The Bay Area may begin its celebration earlier than anticipated.
Post pattern down the middle, and Montana spotting those safeties wide again.
got into it.
Joe Montana ripped apart a Bronco defense that had permitted the fewest points in the NFL this season, and in the process shredded every meaningful passing record in Super Bowl history.
Come on, we ain't gonna lay down. Let's go, baby.
With the greatest of ease, the 49ers turned the NFL's biggest game into the Big Easy.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
The underrated 49er defense created 4 turnovers, and battered by this Red Army, the Orange was crushed.
Montana is still in the game at quarterback. Hand off to Craig, sweeps to the outside. He's into the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. And haven't we said that a few times today?
The boy is going to party tonight.
Well, what you're seeing here now is what people are going to call the best team that's ever played. Performance again today could very well be his 3rd Super Bowl MVP award.
Well, congratulations for everything.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Hey, what?
In the end, the victorious 49ers were not playing against the Broncos, but rather the Packers of the 60s and the Steelers of the 70s, staking their claim as the best team ever, the undisputed masters of the game.
Stop your auto repair bills now. If you own a
The San Francisco 49ers keep their date with the history books. In one of the greatest football games ever played by one team, they become the first team in the history of the National Football League to win back-to-back Super Bowls since the Pittsburgh Steelers. Really in keeping with this new dynasty, what a pleasure it is to bring in the new commissioner of the National Football League, Paul Tagliabue, to award the Vince Lombardi Trophy. Paul?
Brent, nice to be here on a special day. Eddie, thanks. I know you're wet, but let me just say this. Today, the 49ers finished their trip to becoming one of the elite teams in the history of the National Football League. You've won your 2nd straight Super Bowl game. The team did it in dominating fashion, as you've done in the playoffs, as you did it throughout the season. You've won your 4th Super Bowl in a decade, even less than a decade, tying the Steelers as the only team in the history of the league to win 4 Super Bowls. And you are clearly, at this time, the 49ers are the team of the decade, and they're starting the 90s looking like the team of the 90s. I want to congratulate you. I want to congratulate all the players, Coach Seifert, and your entire staff. Congratulations.
I'm Darren Horton, and this NFL Network Now update is presented by Sprint.